Guys, every year I always feel like I need to buy more gear and have more things. And when I first started, it was more about having as many bags as I can, filling it with as much gear as I possibly can. And I do these unboxings or these little tours of my bag every year, and I'm noticing they're getting smaller and smaller, and technology is getting better and more concise, but also I am staying relevant to my gear and what's coming out there, so we're not stuck with using the same old thing every single year and not adapting everything. So this is my 2020 What's in My Bag tour. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. This is Jeremy with Jeremy Lou Photography. Thank you so much for tuning in today, guys. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. This video helps you, give a thumbs up and click that bell for notifications. It'll tell you every time I come on. So guys, we are in my office, my studio here. It's a garage studio that I've built. And I don't do any shooting in here. This is where like my office is. So you guys are kind of where my desk stuff is. My computer's over here, YouTube setup over here. Actually, podcast setup over here, and then this is kind of a door that leads to the garage, but I needed a little bit of space to do this, so you guys are on the floor with me, and I want to go through this as fast as I can for you guys to show you what I'm using. Let's call this an everyday kit. Let's call this is a bag that I take with me. I can shoot an entire wedding with everything in here. I can shoot most events. The only thing I don't have in here are my large scale soft boxes, my soft boxes, or even my large commercial lighting for headshots or anything that I would use in the studio. But this right here, I could take this, throw this on a plane, and everything that I need to actually shoot a full wedding is all built in here. So guys, the bag that I'm using right now is the Lowepro. I want to say it's the AW200. It is their biggest one that fits in an overhead compartment of a plane, which is super important to me. This allows me to throw everything into the plane. I don't have to check it, and it stays with me at all times. So we have that set up. So I'm gonna start from the inside here. I'm just gonna go through and show you what I have, and if you guys have questions on it, comment below and I'll let you know. I'm not throwing any links in there because I'm not affiliated with anybody. So if you guys have questions, I'll send you the link of where I got it. So right in the front here, this is a tiny little case. It really doesn't do much. I have a couple pens in here, some business cards, permits for some local parks that I shoot at, and then I'm a huge fan of batteries, so I have two of these batteries. This is a, oh my God, this is a battery from Anker, and I have a micro USB as well as a lightning charger in here because I'm an iPhone user. And then in here I have a larger Anker bank that has two USBs, and actually it's USB-C and then a micro USB, along with some chargers as well. These are always charged. This is one of my newer ones. This is super cool and nice, and I got them off of Anker, off their website.com. I try to buy things directly from websites now because I'm an anti-Amazoner. So right here, guys, I shoot with Sony. So I have two Sony A7 IIIs in here with the battery grip. Lens isn't on here, and I store it just like that. This is an MC11 converter right here. And guys, everything I'm talking about, I've done videos on, so you can just research this through my channel as well. It allows me to shoot Canon lenses onto a Sony body because I did come from Canon, the 5D Mark IVs and 5D Mark IIIs, but I decided to switch to Sony, and I love the Canon lenses. So when I bought it, I was like, I have to rebuy all my lenses. Well, no, I didn't. I used this, and if you're asking, the MC11 makes no difference. It's like I'm shooting native Sony lenses at all times. I don't know if I'm gonna catch that or not. So if you guys see that, this is my sign to like edit that out. So I have two of those bad boys, exact same thing, bought at the same time, so they're ready to go. I literally can pick up either camera when I do it. When I'm shooting, I actually dual wield with my holdfast gear on both sides. Lenses right here, I have the Sigma 14mm. I have my Sigma 50mm, and these are all Canon mounts, but I have the MC11 to go to my Sony. This is the Sigma 35. These are all art lenses. So theoretically, I can just pick up somebody's Canon 5D Mark IV, throw these lenses on it, and work that out, which I always liked the idea. This never happened before. I have the Sigma 85mm art. I have the Sigma 135mm art, which is my longest lens. Keep this out so I show you guys what's in here. And then I also have the Canon 100mm macro lens 2.8. So all my lenses are Sigma except for this Canon. I love this Canon. I really only use this to shoot rings, details, really close-up things that I want to get kind of thing. I shoot a lot of cannabis for some cannabis companies, so we use that for a lot of stuff right there. So those are the lenses that I have here, right? I have 4 speedlight kind of things within here. So I have 2, what is it, V862 for Sony's, and these are for Godox. These are my speedlights. These go on top of my camera if I need it, but of course I can off-camera trigger as well. When I bought these, I needed something that would go on my camera just in case I needed to shoot in a way that I had it on my camera. It's actually very rare that I use the hot shoes on my camera, but every once in a while I'll get bored, try it out, make it happen. I also have 2 Godox AD200s, which are the power of like 5 of those speedlights. These go in my mag box, these go on tripods. I can actually throw on my mag boob here, which is a mag sphere, throw it onto here, and this creates a softbox depending on how far soft you go. It creates a bounce like the Gary Fong, but a lot cooler. And this is my kind of go-to. So I use these lights for everything. And they're super powerful and they fit in your bag just like so. If I could have gotten all of those, I would, but these do not have a hot shoe mount, so they will not go on top of your camera. So you have to remember that. Kind of going through the line here. In this little bag, I always have this and I never use it, guys. This is the little sphere, the lens ball that you can shoot through that creates this really cool effect. I've used it twice. It lives in my bag. It's taking up space. I just never take it out. This little compartment here is really batteries, right? So I have 4 extra batteries in these little Think Tank battery pouches that come with it. I have a bag of A's, AA's, AAA's, C's, D's. I have all these little batteries that I would use for anything. Since everything's rechargeable now and my speedlights have rechargeable batteries in them, lithium batteries, I do not really have to go into this ever, but I have these just in case. I've also been to some weddings or events where somebody might need it and I'm become a hero and say, hey, I got 4 AA's here for you if you want to rock it out. You never know when you need it, but it's there as well. I do have 2 triggers here. These are the Godox X Pro for Sony. They say an S on there. You just have to match them to your brand. The cool thing with Godox is any trigger will trigger any of their lights. The only reason that it says Sony, Canon, or Nikon is it fits on top of your camera. But if you had a Canon on your a Canon Pro Canon on a Canon camera with my Godox AD200s, it'll still fire no matter what. So if you have assistants or teams like that, something good to know. In this pouch area as well, I have a little lens cleaner here that I use every so periodically to clean my lenses. Which reminds me, I do need to get everything cleaned right now. And then in here, I have a bunch of more batteries. These are for my Godox. So I have a whole other set of batteries just in case I didn't charge, I forgot to charge, I overshot or something, and all my Godox stuff are stuck in there. Guys, this is going pretty quick. So I have a whole bunch of memory card holders, right? So I got this off Etsy, guys. This is just a little leather pouch right here off Etsy. Boom, I had the guy make me 8 slots. I only need SD cards since I'm shooting with the Sony a7 IIIs. I have a Think Tank right here. And how I use this, I made a little video for you guys, is how I use this is I put them face up if they're available to use. And once I use them, they go face down. I always have a fear of not having enough cards, so I have 3 little cases in here ready to go with cards. This right here is my little knick-knack, right? These pouches actually came with the bag as well. So these little pouches, if you don't have these, what you need is some sort of waterproof pouch if you can, that has a zipper that can just be tossed into things. And I love these little bags. This right here is just a bunch of cold shoes, iPhone holders, long stem cold shoe holders, just knickknacks that I've purchased throughout my career where I've used maybe once or twice and have always been like, well, I might need that one day. So why not have it ready to go? Okay, so this goes back in there. Sticks up a little bit. This right here is kind of my Magmod drawer, guys. I have Magmod grids, Magmod gels, extra gels, more gels. And then at the bottom here is my, snoot that I don't use ever for Magmod. And if you guys don't know what Magmod is, on all of my lights right here, if you guys saw, I have this little extra piece. Magmod makes modifiers for your speed lights. Even though this is the AD200, it still fits around there, and I'm able to throw this baby. There's a random bobby pin right here that I probably got from a wedding. And this allows me now to snoot my light out or I can change this baby out and throw on this, and now I have a grid for my light. Or if I'm like, hey, I want to do a gel too, then I have a gel on there, right? So you can have different modifiers and rock it. Super fun, super amazing. Fun fact, I won 2018 Magmod Photo of the Year of a wedding dress that I shot at the Peppermill before Peppermill changed everything out. Why can't I do this? Oh my God, oh my God. Okay, I think I got it. So and the cool thing with that is that we can shove it in there and nothing happens to it. So that's my little, I call it my Magmod drawer, and I kind of just throw everything in there. I do have a mask that sits at the bottom of my bag just in case I'm shooting something, and since it's Corona times, I need that mask just to have. And then I have an extra little cap here for one of my lenses that I never use. So that's everything inside my bag, guys. Hopefully that wasn't too quick. Again, if you have questions, let me know. I'll go through why I have it. And as we go into here, this right here, this bag that kind of hangs over is from Tether Tools. It is an orange cable that allows me to tether to my computer because I shoot tethered in studio, so it kind of sits there. I do take it off for weddings. In this little pouch right here, guys, I have a couple different things. I have adapters that will allow me to plug in SD cards into my laptop or my iPad. I have a CyberSync trigger because one of the lighting systems that I use at the studio is a Paul C. Buff. And just a couple more little knickknacks, right? That allow me to attach to the iPad. And what I do at weddings is I sometimes will stream some of my images that I shot at weddings onto the iPad itself. Going into the side pocket again, guys. This one's actually pretty simple. I have a tile in here. If you guys don't know what tile is, you should know by now because it's everywhere. But I have a tile in here. This will allow me to Bluetooth track anywhere in the world if somebody steals my camera case. I recommend getting this, switching it out, maybe throw a couple in here too if you'd like, 2 different spots, so that if something happens to your bag, you can at least have a chance to find it. And I have a bunch of shout wipes. Shout wipes, I shoot a lot of weddings, guys, and the bride gets a lot of crap on her dress. And if I'm able to grab a shout wipe and be a hero and help her get some red wine, lipstick, blood, it's all happened on dresses, then I have that there. So I have a little pouch of just shout wipes. But in fact, I was doing a shoot where I had to drive to Vegas, and as I was driving, I was eating and I spilt something on a shirt just like this, a white shirt, and I was able to shout wipe it out on the drive and use it for myself, so it was awesome. This one right here, just these drawers are full of little knickknacks, right? So I have lighters, Gorilla Glue, Advil, little bit of lights, and then all my wipies are in here, and the wipies are your camera wipes, the microfiber wipes. I just have a couple lighters in case we do sparklers or anything. I'm not a smoker, and I have to check to make sure those work every once in a while because sometimes they don't work. I'm trying not to move my body. In here, guys, we have a couple cool things here. I'm gonna pull it all out. So I do have just a bunch of extra little cables I have a bunch of extra little cables for Tether Tools if I need it. And then I have this thing, which didn't go into production, but since I do a lot of unboxings for photographers, they sent me this prototype, and this is meant to go on, there's a little thread right here, it's meant to go onto any light stand, and then you actually put the dress onto here on the hanger, and then you can actually hang this up anywhere, so have a longer mount. So I have this on me, I've never actually used it, and I haven't been in communication with the guy, so I don't think anything ever happened with it. Cool idea, but didn't go in there. And these little baggies I just got off Amazon, guys, when I was using Amazon, but I put like fishing wire in here, and I put taffy, because when I shoot rings, I actually use both, and I'll Photoshop the wire out. And then little taffy to make the rings kind of stand up if I need to. My foot fell asleep, guys. Oh, my foot fell asleep. In this little bag here, I have an obsession with lighting and lighting up my rings, or just finding a cool way to light up rings. And I couldn't really find anything for a while, so what I did was I went to Amazon and I found this company called Yeti, Y-E-T-T. These are little LED lights. They get really hot, okay? So what they are, they're just these little USB, they're little USB pieces. They go into any USB mount, and when they do so, they turn on. And then I can push a button somewhere, oh here, and I can actually change the color here of it. So I would have 2 or 3 of these with my rings, and I can actually go around and change the color. They do get pretty hot pretty quickly, so you just have to be careful using them. But I bought this pack. I think there's 5 in these packs, and then I just bought these Rav Power Cheapo Depot $10 battery banks, right? That I could put them in, and then this becomes my stand for it, if you will. So I have 1, 2, 3 of those battery banks in there, and a set of 5 of those little lights, and that becomes my ring light setup. So I can actually do little LED ring lights at night, kind of put those together. And then I found this company, which I did a YouTube unboxing of, and I'm kind of bummed because it's starting to break a little bit here. And so I'm gonna message them and let them know, but so far it's still pretty useful. And basically it's just little lights. You can adjust the lighting, but it also wraps around. But the cool thing with this is I can put it down on a table, I can put the rings around it, and I can make it so I can get some cool colors while I'm shooting these rings. The company is called Spiffy, SPIFF.Y. I don't know if the dot's supposed to be there, but it is here. So I have a couple of those. One is color, one is just different versions of white, warm, and all that stuff. So that's just fun little things I bring out one time at a wedding. I haven't been able to use a lot of that stuff because of COVID, and we haven't been able to focus on it. I don't have any more pockets in this, guys, and that's kind of it. So this bag right here is kind of my go-to wedding bag. It's actually my go-to portrait bag. I take this bag with me. I have a Peak Performance or a Peak Design bag that I throw like my cameras in, my lenses in that I need for like a portrait shoot. So maybe I'll grab like the 135, the 35, and the 50. That'll go into there. The rest hides in my car or my truck. And I come back and fill this up later. Battery's charged, everything's ready to go. Hopefully it's inspired you guys to get some new stuff. This is the latest and greatest tech as of August 2020 as far as what we need as professional photographers. Of course, we're not talking about light stands, tripods. We're not talking about your soft boxes or other lighting or anything like that. This gets me going. If I had to travel to Vegas tomorrow and do a wedding, it's ready to go and it's set up and it'll just roll with me as well. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Have questions, let me know. I'll talk to you guys next time.